Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Hip Tiki TV. This time we're doing something a little different. I'm showing off the newest, I guess, the start of something awesome, I believe, is the collaboration between Hip Tiki and Tonga Hut. As you might have seen from the post, they approached me to create a Drooling Bastard pin for them, and I have to say, they came out pretty good. You know, I've outdone myself. The presentation overall is really great, not only just the pin itself, but the backing card, which actually has the classic logo that you might see on their coasters. I don't know if it's on their napkins as well. But on the back, it just has the Hip Tiki information. You know, hiptiki.com, hip/tiki.com really just leads you to the Hip Arcade web store. And in the back, you can see like the really cool Hip Tiki logo right there with the bamboo pattern. That thing came out pretty good. I just want to show off what went into the process of creating this. I think it's kind of cool to divulge some of the information that goes into design. And so when they first approached me about this, they kind of just wanted me to put my spin on their classic mascot, the Drooling Bastard. After they saw the bow eye and the Whippet Pele pins, they just thought I'd probably be a good fit for this sort of thing. And so yeah, these were my initial drawings that I created, and originally they were just going to be faces of various styles, but mostly pretty much the same thing, just looking up front. A full body one right here with holding a driftwood sign, like, you know, kind of like a hobo saying, give me a ride to Tonga Hut. This one has the text underneath, but ultimately, because without the bowl and the rest of the body, it kind of looked like he was just throwing up. I mean, it is a Drooling Bastard, that's what happens if you drink too much. And also a little sketch of the original Kirby logo that was designed for the bar. Once we went through a couple of those, I decided to kind of select a few of them and just digitize them a little bit, just so clean them up so they can get a better idea of what the pin would look like in the final version of it. So you see we see here a little bit more rounded off versions, and I also put that you can have glow in the dark drool or glitter. Here's this one. I think I actually really like how this one came out, and this one's actually probably my second favorite, or my first favorite actually. But you'll see that we actually took this driftboard sign into the final design. Lastly, then we decided to go with a full body, and as you might have seen, my paintings that I've done of the Bastard for Halloween and for friends, we decided to take that pose and just kind of make a pin out of it, but also, you know, add the driftboard sign on the side. This one in particular is a more rounded version, and this is a very angular version, most notably in the face, which I actually really like this version of it, but we went kind of like an in-between version of the two, where it's a little bit more on the rounded side. But either way, I think they both look really cool. And then finally, the final version, you have here what the last one was. And I added a couple little details, like, you know, like little rock specks to look like it is a rough piece of rock that the Drooling Bastard is. And the edge itself also has a very rough edge, but ultimately you can't really mess around a lot with the edges when you're making pins. So I think it would have been nice, but ultimately it still came out very good. It's very bold. The lines are very thick anyways. So I think it happened. It was good compromise, as you can see here. It still looks pretty good, and you can still see the dots right there. Little dings right there. And of course, the sign. What you see here in the bottom left is actual Pantone color swatches. You have to be very careful of when you're adding color and just sending it off to a manufacturer, whether it's pins, hats, apparel, accessories, anything else in the world. This is like the universal color code, and you have to select this through a book. It's a very thick book, and if you don't, basically, if you tell them, hey, give me a yellow, give me a red or a blue or gray, whatever, it might not come out the way you see it on your computer. Wow, that came at a very unfortunate time anyways. So that's kind of why you use this, because everywhere in the world has the same color book, and they know exactly what the outcome is going to be. It's very important. It's also very important to create samples of most of your work, because in case you order thousands of these, you don't want to end up with you know, a lot of dead stock of product that you can't use because it's not matching, it's not on brand or anything like that. But anyways, I hope this was an informative video as far as design goes and as far as these pins went. You can get these at the bar itself, and I'm not sure if they're planning on selling these online at some point, but I think they're very cool. Got a little heft to them. They're great. Yeah, and they just released them during the St. Patrick's Day Tiki mug as well. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Mahalo.